Good evening, everybody. It's time for CAPI Live. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We will let people get on, and then we will get started with Season 7, Episode 2 of CAPI Live. I really should have turned my phone off. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Where have they gone? Where's everybody? Hope everybody had an excellent weekend. I did. It's a really good weekend. Y'all come on, just let me know. Hey, Cora. Here's what that says. Yep, Cora. How was your weekend, Cora? Did you have a good weekend? I did. You'll let me know you're on by saying hello, because I can't trust my counter because it's never correct. And I was actually had a good weekend. Also, I'm glad, Cora. I did too. I had a long weekend. I had a 3-day weekend. Unfortunately. No, I do not wish to update right now. Let's see here. Oh, I hit the wrong button. We would just say hello when you come in so I'll know you're here. And then when everybody gets in, we'll get started. Excuse me. I'm very tired. I didn't get sleep until almost 5 this morning. Yeah, it was almost 5 this morning when I got to sleep. And then I had to get right back up at around 11 to go start cooking dinner or lunch for the family. Hey, Margot. How are you? I almost didn't come on tonight. I really did. I was super tired because I didn't get sleep last night because we were on an investigation till really late. And then it was more than an hour away drive. So not only was I on the investigation pretty late, but then I had to drive for a good ways afterwards to get home. And then I had to get up early again to go and cook lunch for the family. So it was a tiring day, but I had a great weekend. Spent the weekend with Dakota. It was a good weekend. So I am super tired. So we're not going to do real late tonight. The only reason I came on tonight, I started not to, but then I remembered I promised you guys that I would do my best to be on every episode, but I wouldn't skip any weeks. So that's the reason why I came on. I said I can't not come on after I just said I would do my best not to skip any weeks. So once everybody gets on, we will get started. I'll tell you what, if you're on right now, even if you've already said hello, say hello for me. Say hello again for me if you would. That way I know everybody's still on, because my counter's down to 0 now. I'm tired too and have a huge headache, but wanted to say hi and see how y'all are this evening. My dad has 6 weeks left of chemotherapy. Thanks for the prayers. Awesome. Yes, we'll keep those prayers coming too, and we'll put you on the prayer list as well, Margo. Sounds like an eventful, tiring day. Yeah, it was, Cora. Absolutely. I hope you feel better, Margo. And if you don't want to stay for the show, I completely understand. I know how headaches can be. Lord knows I know how headaches can be. That's one thing I know is headaches. Where is our people? Where's John and Beth and Katie and Michelle and Eric and all the crew? That is everyone. Margot, ask Katie where she's at. Go say, hey, why aren't you on the show? I'm finally on time and no one's here. That's just not right, man. That's not right. Where is everybody? Why has everybody got to be late? I was late last weekend. So it's their turn this weekend. I guess. We'll let a few more people get on and then we'll get started. Denise, welcome aboard. We're kind of just chatting, waiting for everyone to get on. Just waiting for everybody to arrive. Right now it says I have 2, but I know I have more than 2 right now. Try to get everybody on and then we'll get started. I have a good show tonight. I haven't prepared anything, but I'm going to talk about an investigation we had last night. Some of the pitfalls there and some of the exciting news from there. And we're going to discuss orbs tonight. It's not going to be a very long show, so you guys don't have to put up with me very long tonight, because I am tired. I'm super tired, and I still have some work I've got to get finished. And I'm going to love getting into the bed. Hey, John, there's John. John, will you share for us and let everybody know we're on? We're at 5 people now. We'll try to get to 8 and see about getting started. Thanks, buddy. I'm quite certain John is tired too, because he was there too. He was there as long as I was. So was Beth and Tom and Stephanie and Joey. Almost the whole team was there. We were all up really, 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 really late. But it was a lot of fun, and it was exciting at times too. It was a good investigation. It yielded great evidence for us. And something I've never seen before, believe it or not. I didn't believe it. I had to look at it several times. Can you guys hear me okay? I don't have the external mic tonight. Is the hearing good? I didn't think about hooking up the microphone. I'm just using the laptop microphone. So let me know if you can hear me okay. I hope you can. I don't know exactly where the microphone is. Sounds good. Okay, good. Thank you, John. Good. Where is that? It's fine. Awesome. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, we're at 7. We're gonna get started. Well, let me mute my phone. I know I don't want to hear that ting the entire time. There we go. Mute this bad boy. There. And I'm going to set that over there as well. And we're going to set this over there as well, too. I'm sorry. I'm coming, guys. I'm here. I haven't gone anywhere. Here I am. I didn't leave you. I was just getting some stuff. All righty. See, I had 7 people and I had to get that stuff. Now I only have 5. Should never go off screen. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. All righty. That'll be quiet now. We won't have to worry about that. Let's share. We'll go ahead and get started. People can trickle in. I think John has already shared. I want to hope everybody had a great weekend. As I said earlier, I did. I had a really good weekend. Dakota and I spent Friday. I was supposed to go to the dentist Friday, but at the last minute, my dentist canceled. He canceled, not me. He canceled. Canceled all of his appointments for Friday. So I think he just wanted to get a start on the weekend. I don't think anything was wrong. I think he just wanted to get out for the weekend. And he's a doctor, so he can do that. But so I didn't get to go to the dentist like I was supposed to. So now I've got to wait till next week and go to the dentist, which is just lovely. But having a lot of work done at the dentist, so it's going to take me a little while. So I'm going to have to get over my fear of the dentist and just bite it and get in there and do it. But no pun intended. So I had the Friday off. I'd taken off so I could go to the dentist. Didn't have to go to the dentist. Next Friday. So we went to the park and spent a long time at the park today, or not today, but Friday. And then we waited for Paramama to get off work, and we went and got her. We went and did some shopping, and then we went and got Paramama from work, and then we went and ate, and then we took Dakota. She had been wanting to see Scene 2, so we went and seen Scene 2 with Dakota, and then Saturday we went to the horses and played with the horses, and went to my favorite place for lunch at Shoney's, right off the interstate there, and they have this huge buffet weekend buffet, and it's just phenomenal. But did that, and then that evening I had an investigation, but it was a lot of fun. We had a great weekend. It was a really, 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 really cool weekend. And then we had an amazing investigation last night, which we're going to talk about. We're going to use that to segue into our topic for tonight. But first, I want to talk a few things to you guys. Remember, we still have our contest going on. John, if you'll pop our contest up there for me, please. 16 PPI 1, 16 PPI 1, 16 PPI 1. You can figure that out. What is it? What does it mean? What does it stand for? What does it decipher into? If you can figure that out, you'll win the contest. It's been an ongoing contest. I'm giving it 2 more months. I'm going to give it to the end of February. So March 1st, I'm going to reveal what it is to everyone. And no one will win that. We'll probably start another contest. I thought that this contest would go pretty fast whenever it got started. I really did. I didn't think it would last as long as it has. I thought people would get it pretty quick, but they didn't. So, but it's 16 PPI 1, 16 PPI 1. I guess I can do that. John's not my radar tonight. There we go. Oh, that's not it. Sorry, disregard that. That's it. 16 PPI 1. 16 PPI 1. There we go. But decipher that. Tell me what it means, and you win a CAPI T-shirt with the CAPI logo. Hey Beth, there's our wonderful Beth. I didn't know if you'd be on tonight. I know you're super tired because I know I'm super tired. But if you decipher that, you win a T-shirt with the CAPI logo, a snapback cap with the CAPI logo, a cup with the CAPI logo, and a $50 gift card. So somebody figure it out, and you get all that stuff. That's over $100 value. So y'all figure that out. Or I think it is $100 value. It's not over $100. It is $100 value. So y'all figure that out before February. The end of February, before March 1st. 16 PPI 1. We should all be super tired. We are super tired. I was just saying that I got home at, after that almost, I didn't get in bed till almost 5. And then actually I think it was a little after 5. And then I had to be at the at Paramama's parents' house by 11 this morning. And so I didn't get much sleep because I had to leave here, go to the grocery store, then go to their house. And I fixed a big old pot of homemade spaghetti, and it was really good. And it was crazy. So yeah, it's been a hectic weekend, but it's been a very fun weekend. And I've got to spend a lot of that weekend with Dakota. So that was my saving grace. So being tired, and plus I got to spend it with the team too. So because we had an investigation last night, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. First, I want to promote something. I received a copy of a novel last night from my best friend and brother, John Bowen. And it is an amazing collection of poems. I want to read you this one on the back of the book here. It says, "Let the days pass until we're together. I won't slow their stride, for their hours lack season and soon grow dull if you're not by my side." Roy Mac Bowen. Roy Mac Bowen. Roy Mac Bowen. We've heard that name before. Oh, yeah. John Bowen. This is actually a novel. It's a collection of poems. I don't know if we should call it a novel or not. It is a novel, but it's a collection of poems. Can y'all see that? Is the light glaring? There we go. I think that's better. Also John, but it's a collection of poems by John's father, who is passed on now. But John and his family have put this together as a tribute to him. And I want you guys to go and get this book. If you like poetry, I want you to go get this book if you don't like poetry, because if you don't like poetry and you read this book, you're going to love poetry. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. There's more of what I just read on the inside. I hate that that light is gleaming. What does it look like without that? So let's see. No. That's the only thing about using this laptop. I can't really get the lighting good. But there it is. Searching for a Gape. A verse collection by Roy Mac Bowen. John is going to put the link to where you can get this book on his Facebook. Right, John? Go to John's Facebook and pull this up, and you'll see the link. He's going to add that on there. Or if you can you put it up here, John? And I want you guys to go get this book. It is an amazing book. I haven't read all of it yet. I've been reading it. When I got home this morning, I read a little bit before I went to bed, but it's a collection of several poems, lots of poems. There's a few of them in here that'll actually jerk some tears from you. There's some in here that'll make you feel good and kind of want to laugh. And it's an awesome collection of poems. You guys, please go get this book. All right. Just go get it. Just go get it. Whether you like poetry or not. If you don't like poetry, somebody you know likes poetry. So go get this book. If you get this for somebody else, do me a huge favor. If you don't like poetry, if you're not into poetry, you're saying, I don't like poetry, it doesn't make sense to me. I've heard people say that poetry is a waste of time and everything like that. I think that's the most ridiculous. That's like saying jazz and the blues are a waste of time, because that's what poetry is. It's emotion. It's love. It's all this stuff all up into a song, that you just read. And it's amazing. So if you don't like poetry and you're going to get it for somebody else, I want you to do me a huge favor. When you receive the book, read it before you give it to whoever you bought it for, because it'll change your mind about poetry. I promise you it will. This man was an amazing writer. Go get this book, Searching for a Gape, by Roy Mac Bowen. John Bowen, our case manager, that's Beth. Our team manager, that's his dad, his late dad. So you guys go get this book. He's going to put the link, I know, on his Facebook, and he may try to put it on here. I don't know if he can or not, but I know he's going to put it on his Facebook. So go get the link and get this book. All right. It's amazing. All right. Just wanted to throw that in there. Please go check that out. And John had no idea I was going to promote that book tonight. I just read it today and I was like, I have got to promote this thing. So Denise, yeah, you are. You're a retired English teacher, I think. Is that right? Aren't you retired, Denise? So yeah, go get that book, Denise. You'll love it. You really will. You will absolutely love this book. If you guys want this book and you can't find John's Facebook, or if he can't put the link up or anything, if you want this book, you can contact me and I will get you in the right spot to get this book. All right. So if you want the book, get the book. I don't know how much it costs. I don't care. I mean, I don't think it has a price on it. No, I don't see any prices. It's got a barcode. So if you know how to read those, it'll teach you. It'll tell you how much it is. But yeah, I don't know how much it costs. I don't really care. It doesn't matter how much it costs, because it's worth whatever it costs. I promise you it is. Retired, I wish. Oh, you're not retired. I'm sorry. I thought you were. I thought you moved back to Fayette and retired. I apologize. She says, I wish I was retired. No, you don't. You'd be bored. That's good that you're still an English teacher. I did not realize that. You're an English teacher at college level now, though, right? Just unemployed. Okay, got you. I knew it was something like that. Yeah, so go get this book, Denise. It's an awesome book. I promise you. And if you guys, please, if you wanted the book and you can't find how to get it from John's website or John's Facebook or on here or whatever, I'll even try to put it in our description down here. Once he sends me the link, I'll put it in the description. But if you want it, you can't find it anywhere else. How to get it? Contact me on Facebook, on here, wherever. So, oh, there it is. There's the link. Go to that link right there. See that link right there? Right there. From CAPI team manager John Bowen. There's the link. Go to that link. Get that book. I don't know how much it costs. Like I said, I don't care how much it costs. It could be $500. It'll be worth it. I promise you. I'm halfway through this book. It's not a super thick book, but I'm about halfway through it, and I'm in love. I already regretted not being able to meet John's father. I already regretted that because some of the things he's told me about how amazing he is. But now I'm even more regretful that I didn't get to meet him because he's an amazing, amazing individual. He was an amazing, amazing individual. He still is. So how much is it? $22.80? Are you serious? That's it? Oh my God. You know what? Y'all want that book? Let me know, please. All right. I think I may buy a few of those books and maybe give them away. I think we may do some giveaways. I'm gonna get you guys some of those books. We're gonna give some of those away. If it only costs $22.80, that's crazy. That could be worth $50 at least. But anyway, I'm gonna get a few of those. We're gonna give them away. So y'all, but still go get the book. Go get the book, right? Don't wait for me to get them and give them away as prizes. Just go get the freaking book. You will not regret it. I promise you. English teacher, you need to get the book. Get the book. There's the link. You have no excuse. It's only $22.80. It's right there. You have no reason to not go get that book. Go get the freaking book. Oh, I'm fighting tears. What? I'm serious, guys. I know I joke around and have fun when I do stuff like this, but I'm not kidding you about the poems in here. Wow. Get the book. All right. So let's get started. Prayer list. I know we're adding Margot to our prayer list. She has a praise report, and we're going to add her. She's got a really bad headache this weekend, or at least tonight. So let's add her to the prayer list. I'm so sorry, guys. When I get tired, I just get But she has a praise report. Her dad starts. What was it, Margot? He just finished his rounds of chemo, or he's about to finish his rounds of chemo? I can probably go back up here. Here it is. My dad has 6 weeks left of chemotherapy. Okay, 6 weeks left. So y'all keep it, Margot's dad in your prayers. He's got 6 weeks left of chemotherapy. He's still fighting through it. He's still being the Superman that he is and getting it done. So y'all keep him in your prayers. He's fighting through it. He's a trooper. He's amazing. So y'all just keep him in your prayers, and we will get him through this. So only 6 more weeks left of chemotherapy. I want to add Jerry and Brian to the prayer list. Jerry and Brian. Also want to ask, I know just about like every week when we do prayer list, I add somebody to the prayer list that, was in my life that passed away. And I guess that's what happens when you start getting old. It's, the people you knew and the people you love and the people that was in your circle now or in the past are starting to pass away. And that's what's happening, I guess, because it's like Michelle and I were just talking about that the other day, that it's like every day, every week I get, news about a past or present friend that's passed away or family member. So it's hard. Keep the Dawkins family in your prayers. One of my first cousins that lives in Mississippi passed away. So keep the Dawkins family in your prayers. Also, a good friend of mine in Burnsville, Alabama, passed away Keep the Deloach family in your prayers as well. Really amazing guy by the name of Jackie Deloach passed away. Just found out that he had cancer. They were going to start treatments, and they were going to start treatments Saturday afternoon. And Saturday morning, they found him had passed away in his bed. So keep his family. It was a shock to them. So keep his family in your prayers, if you would. Y'all may remember, I'm not going to say her name because I think I know it, but I might not. So, but y'all remember Beth's friend whose husband passed away not long ago. Beth, what was her name? And she's coming up on the anniversary. Was it their anniversary or the anniversary of him passing? I think it was the anniversary of him passing. I think is what it was. Hold on, I can't get to the bottom of my comments. Beth, remind me about what that was. You told me about it last night. Oh, and I also have an unspoken prayer request too, so keep that in your prayers. Keep it in your prayers. And Beth will answer me in a second. We'll add her friend to the prayer list too. I don't see. Maybe she'll get it. I know there's a little bit of a lag there. She'll get it on there, and we'll add her to it too. All right. And if there's any other prayer requests, pop them up on the screen there, and we will add them to the list. John will put them right on the list. And pray for Shanna Champion. She has a growth on her ankle, possibly cancer on her ankle. Dear Lord, you never hear that. Ooh, can you imagine having a growth on your ankle? What the crap? Her name is Shanna Champion. Okay, got that. Joe, I knew it. That's what I remembered Joe, but I was saying that's not it. I was telling myself that her name is not Joe. There's no way it's Joe. But yeah, y'all remember that, right? We prayed for Beth's really, really great, really, 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 really good friends. Joe and her husband, and he had cancer. We had passed away. Well, his birthday is coming up, and those are tough moments. They really are. Those are really, really, really tough moments. So keep Joe and her family in your prayers, and of course Beth and Tom too, because they're part of Joe's family. So, hey, Katie. Katie's finally here. Why are you so late, Katie? Where was you at? Was you watching another paranormal channel? Is that what it is? Huh? Are we second to you now? Huh? Is that what it is? You were watching some other paranormal channel. I know you was. I can see it in your eyes, even though I can't see your eyes. Beth and Katie are so sweet together. Chiefs game is on. Dear God. Wow. Ignorance is bliss. Anyway, we will get started. We had an investigation last night that was amazing. It was supposed to start around 6, but I was late getting there, and I think a couple other team members were late getting there. So it was. I think we got started around 9, maybe 8:30, 9, something like that. 7:30 or 8, maybe. I don't know. I know we got started pretty late. But anyway, we went on till almost after 4 this morning, because it was one of those investigations that stuff just continued to happen, just over and over and over and over. We kept getting evidence, and I think we still probably could have got more evidence as we, when we stopped. I think if we would have just kept going, but it did start to die out. I think energy levels had gotten so far down that it was time to go. It was time to stop. But we got a piece of evidence that I have never seen before in 42 years of investigating the paranormal. Believe it or not, there's something I haven't seen. I've seen, I don't know, over 1 million orbs, I guess, in the last 40 plus years. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this or not, but I know I haven't. I've seen all these orbs, but I've never actually seen an orb do what this orb did last night. I've never actually seen one do what this one did. It was weird. So I wanted to share that guy with you guys tonight. People have actually sent me so many different orbs and, told me, hey, can you look at this? Can you tell me what this is? But it showed me so many different types of orbs. And I would say 8 times out of 10, I'll usually say that's not an orb. I'm sorry, it's just not an orb. It's a lens flare. It's a spot on the lens. It's dust. It's a bug. It's light reflection. It's, just so many things that it could be. It could be a fingerprint on the lens, for crying out loud. It's just so much it could be. It could be raindrop on the lens, or rain itself, or snow, or dust. I mean, it's just so many different things that it could be. And I tell these people this, and sometimes they get angry with me. I had an instance here recently where an individual got kind of angry with me whenever they sent me. It was an obvious lens flare. And I even showed an example of what that lens flare looked like on another totally unrelated, unparanormal video. And I was told that I didn't know what I was talking about. That I was an idiot, and they would never ask more for my advice again. And that's fine. I mean, that happens. It's okay. I don't take it to heart. I mean, I don't. IR laser from your camera, right? There's another thing that could cause a lens or an orb, a false orb. But well, isn't that special? But Dakota left a drink here. But these orbs that people send me all the time. Sometimes I do see an actual orb, and I'll tell them that. I'll say, yes, you've caught an actual orb. This is definitely an actual orb. And sometimes on investigations, I'll be sitting watching cameras, or I'll come back into a camera whenever I'm somewhere else in the investigation, and they'll call me to come see something on the camera or something like that. And they'll say, look at that orb. And I'm like, well, that wasn't an orb. That was dust. And it just comes with experience. My team have gotten to where they can pretty much tell what is and isn't an orb, especially the camera crew. Tom on the DVR system, he can spot them out pretty good. John is extremely good at spotting orbs and everything. But last night, it was like the entities involved said, you know what, we're not going to make it, we are going to make it very clear what orbs are and which aren't orbs. We're not going to beat around the bush about orbs tonight. We're going to show some stuff. And they did. We had strobing orbs. We had contrail orbs. We have what I call connect the dot orbs, is where they are in motion, and instead of a contrail, it's dots behind them. Instead of like a regular light, it's like LED light. An LED light doesn't leave a stream; it leaves the dots behind it. And it was just amazing. It really was. It come to a point to where I was sitting at the computer, and someone, I believe it was Tom, had asked me to come and check out some movement on the camera, an orb, and I did. And the reason why he wanted me to is because it was an actual flashing orb. It was, you know, it was strobing as it went along. And I watched it, and after it goes by, it actually circles and comes back again. And it was really interesting. Both times it did the first time it did the strobe, the second time it did the dot to dot orb field or stream. And it was an amazing orb. I mean, it was really, really awesome. It changed direction against wind current. It had its own light source. It strobed, for crying out loud, and then it left a dot to dot contrail. And it was just amazing. It really was. I kept telling him to rewind it because it was just something about that orb. And I was like, this is just amazing, man. This is really an awesome orb, you know. And this area that this orb was in was a hot spot, if you will, for this investigation, for this site that we were at. It was at a private residence, so I'm not at liberty to say who or where it was. I can tell you it was in Alabaster, but not who. But the probably, I don't know, the third or maybe fourth time that I saw it come across the screen, I was I don't know why I was looking where I was looking. I think I was just trying to look around it to see if I can find evidence of a reflection or something, because it was just that much of an amazing orb. And excuse me. And so this is what I've been leading up to, guys. This orb, this amazing, wonderful orb, did something that I have never seen it do, an orb do. When it came across the screen, it actually, this is in the bed. I'm gonna give you the setting. It's in a bedroom. It's a big bed. I think it was king or queen size bed. It's a big bed with silk type comforter on top. You know, very shiny top. You know, comforter on top of it. As this orb exited the adjacent room to the room that we were in and proceeded across the bottom middle of the screen, it reflected its own light onto the comforter. It reflected its own light onto the comforter. Guys, that doesn't happen. The whole point and the whole definition of an orb is one of the biggest things about an orb is it has to produce its own light. It can't reflect light. It can't absorb light. It has to exhume its own light. It has to have its own light source, its own energy source. That's one of the first things we look at when we're deciding if it's an actual spirit orb or not. It has to have its own light. You hear people say it has to be a certain color. It has to have a face in it. That's bullshit. Don't worry about that. Most of those faces you see in orbs are pareidolia anyway. Don't worry about any of that stuff. It has to have its own energy source. All right, that's the biggest thing when identifying an orb. Is it has to look like a ball of light going across the freaking screen or across in front of you. Right? It has to be able to do that. Well, one of the hardest things to prove on an orb is that it does have its own light source. You can start to train your eye, like I have, to where you can notice and you can recognize when it's exhuming its own light. You can do that after a while, and you've seen them for a while. I think Tom's getting there. I know John's probably already there, to where you can look at an orb and you're like, okay, that's not reflecting light. That's not a moth. You know, it's not dust because it's moving and then moving in a different direction against against any current or anything. But Biggest thing, light source. It has its own light source, and I can tell that. And no, I'm not saying I can tell that. I mean, I can, but I'm saying whoever's looking at it will say I can tell it's got its own light source. When it actually reflects that light source onto an object, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. There's no there's no you don't have to prove it anymore. See, I want people to get as excited about this as I am. I'm going to show you guys this video, okay? Not tonight because I don't have the ability tonight, but as soon as I have the ability, and we're going to have that ability this season, I promise you. I'm going to get all that back up and running to where I can show you videos on here and we can look at different sites and stuff like that. I'm going to do that, I promise you. Especially now because I want you guys to see this freaking video. Then there was there was a shadow person behind John last night. They seen on video where one had kind of engulfed me. There's just going to be a lot of really, really, really cool videos to this investigation that we will share with you guys. I promise you, we will get them to you as soon as I can get all that stuff put back on to the laptop and get it to where I can show you videos and pictures and stuff like that. I promise you, I'm going to do that. I want you guys to see it. I want everybody to see it. It's just that good of a daggum video. And to show you how much this thing was able to exhume its own light and reflect its own light like a freaking flashlight. I don't know what that is. But to show you, all right, I'm going to set it up. There's a camera. It's in the bedroom. Same camera that we got the orb going across the bed and lighting up the freaking comforter. That same camera can see where all of this activity is coming from, which is a bathroom. There's a door opened at the end of this, at the bed, the foot of the bed wall, where the wall is at the foot of the bed. There's a door open adjacent to that wall that leads you into the master bathroom. Now, that room on camera is dark. You can't really see into that room. All right, it's dark. An orb come not out of that door, but from the opposite side of that door, and say the door is like right here, and this orb came and went like this, right past that door. But as it did, the light from that orb lit up that darkened room for red night vision, and this orb came through and passed over that doorway into the bathroom out of the bedroom that we were in. And when it did, it lit up the room to where you would be able to, in its path, wherever it went, when it got to that dark spot where the door opened into the bathroom, it lit it up so much that you were able to see the light switch on the wall, which you could not see before. I don't think everybody really grasped the importance of this last night. I don't think my excitement, I don't think that they understood. That's never happened before, guys. I've never seen that before. Ever. I've seen, oh my gosh, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of orbs. And a large percentage of those have been something else, fake orbs. But it's amazing. It really is. I can't wait to. I was so nervous whenever Tom was transferring data from the DVR system onto a flash. I was so nervous that something was going to happen. I was just like watching him, and I was like keeping my fingers crossed, and I was like, and until he said data transfer complete, I was like, I can breathe again. Because I just knew something was going to happen to that footage, but it didn't. He was able to do it because he's Tom. He's the man he is. And so I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to show you guys. I can't wait to show everybody. I think it was Beth last night asked me, she said, "Are you going to send that in?" I was like, "No, hell no, that's ours." I'm not going to share that with anybody. But yeah, we probably will. I was joking with her. It's like, hell no, this is ours. Nobody gets this. But is anyone is breaking up real bad? Am I breaking up really bad? Oh boy. I'm sorry if I'm breaking up. I don't know. I still have good signal. John, you want to maybe go out and come back in? A couple of times. Oh no, that was Beth. I don't know, guys. My signal shows strong, and I don't. I'm so sorry. I rebooted and it works now. Okay, cool. Good. Mine was also, I had to close out and come back in. Okay, cool. Mine was, I turned my Wi-Fi off. It's probably the weather. I'm sure it's the weather. The house that we were at last night, the Wi-Fi just went bye-bye. It just left. And it was raining and super windy. We had like 40-mile-an-hour gusts last night. So it was, I bet you it's the weather. Not breaking up on me. Welcome back, Margot. Okay, good, Denise. It's not breaking up with you. That's what it is. It's the weather where you guys are at, because my signal shows really strong, and not everybody is getting the breakup. So it is. That's what it is. So if it does happen again, or if it happens to you for the first time, whatever, if it happens to anybody again, try to go out and come back in, or you can do like who was it? Denise did, or not Denise, but Madison. Hey, Madison, I didn't know you were on. You could do like Madison did and just turn off your Wi-Fi and go on your data. That's what I have to do on my phone a lot, is just turn off my Wi-Fi, because we do get that. I'm behind a little bit now. Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I hate that. But it's probably the weather, because the weather's pretty bad all over the southeast right now. So winter's the pitch. So say a little prayer. We make it home. Okay, visibility was 0 for too long. Why do people live up north? You don't have to live up north anymore, Margot. Move here. Come on. Just move down here. Move to the south. You don't have to worry about that. We did get some snow today, though. We didn't. It snowed here, but it didn't stick. But a lot of places around us did. I think Tallahassee and parts of Wetumpka area, parts of the same county of Elmore County did get a good bit of snow today. And it stuck, and it's on the ground, and people were building snowmans and having snowball fights. And my Facebook feed was ate up with people showing off the snow, because we don't get that. You got snow there. Yeah, but we don't usually get it. We don't usually get it. And when we do, it's not that much. And when it is a good bit, it goes away pretty quick. So it'll probably be all gone tomorrow afternoon. So it doesn't last around here. But we do have some 20 temperatures coming in. I think 28 is supposed to be the low for the next couple of days. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, orbs. Guys, that just blew my mind, that the orb was actually to not only reflect its own light, but then illuminate an area. That just, I mean, that's cut and dry. It's just, there's no other, you don't have to have, no one can look at that video and then say, well, what's your proof that that's a real orb? I would look at them like they're stupid and be like, it's got a freaking name tag on that says orb. I mean, it just lit up the comforter. It reflected off the comforter. It lit up the bathroom into where you could see the light switch on the darkened wall. It's an orb. So there's nothing that that can be said. I'm gonna get to y'all's comments, I promise you, but There's nothing that can be said about it that it wasn't an orb. All right, there's just, I mean, I love that. I really do. But anyway, let me get y'all's comments. Oh, I did that a couple of times last night. I didn't totally fishtail on ice, but a lot of our bridges were so wet that a couple of times I had to kind of stop. Uh, Beth, we had all left pretty close to the same time. I think John and I left a little bit later than Beth and Tom did, but probably 10 minutes after I'd left, I get a text message from Beth that says someone's blocking us. I was like, oh my God. And so I'm like, blocking you, and put a question mark. And between that time and when she was able to respond, I'd already gotten off the exit. And when I got off the exit going off the ramp, I got kind of swirly down there too. And I was turning around, and it was funny. I was like flooring the car because I was trying to get turned around on 65 to get where they were, because I'm thinking someone's blocking them on the interstate or something, and I was going to help. Those people that know me well know that I do not go very far without a weapon, without a pistol. But last night I had a pistol and a rifle and my long gun. But I spun it around and was hauling ass back to him. And then she texted me and said that was actually from earlier, talking about they couldn't get out of the driveway. Someone was blocking them in the driveway. But yeah, that's reminded me of that whenever you said that you were fishtailed. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you was able to regain control. We'll get to that in just a second. We got none, not even a snowflake. Cool. That's a good thing. Another 4 minutes. Dang. Will you guys be careful, Margot, please? Be super, super careful. So the significance, the importance, the sheer magnitude of this friggin' orb last night is just, to me, it's mind-boggling, because I've just never seen that happen before. And it was just, when I saw it, I kept making them rewind it. I was like, rewind it. I want to see it again. Rewind it. I got to see it again. Hey, rewind it. Let me look at this. Rewind it. Let me see this. And then there was another orb that stopped. It shot across the room and then stopped and waited and then left. There was an incident where two of the clients were in a room talking, and they left that room because of a response that they got that scared them, basically. And so when they left, you could see the entity follow them out. Excuse me. The entity literally followed them out of the room. It was just that kind of investigation last night. It was just amazing. It really was. Yes, ice is the worst. Please be careful on it. So, an orb that exudes its own light to such a degree that it would actually illuminate something is just unheard of. Hey, Macy. So and I think John asked, what are some of the other things we can look for in an orb to identify that as an orb? I'm going to answer that by saying what we don't look for, what we look for not to be there. One, a grayish look, just a dull look. It just now that's on IR. Now, if it was just a regular video camera with color like this screen, then it would be just a movement, basically, and there would be no illumination to it. There would be, it's just kind of dull, basically. And then on IR, of course, it would just be grayish, and it would just be, moving in one direction. And that means that it's not exuding its own light. It doesn't have any energy source. And it could be many different things. It could be a gnat. It could be dust. Usually if it's a bug with wing movement, you're going to be able to tell that. You're going to be able to tell what that is. You're going to see the movement of the wings as opposed to the structure. Even if it's minute, like say with a mat with a gnat, it would be the movement of the wings would be very minute compared to the structure of the body, but you would be able to see it. So also movement, we're going to look at movement a lot too in an orb. Does it seem to go in one direction? One of the first things you want to know when you're doing an investigation anywhere is you want to know your temperatures in certain in all the areas. You want to know currents and stuff like that. I pay attention when I go into a room in an investigation. I pay attention to ceiling vents or floor vents or window units or wall vents. I pay very close attention to that, where the drafts, if any, where they're at, the different temperature variances and everything like that. And that can actually help you with the orb identification as well, because you think, well, I was in that room and I remember that the draft felt a wind from the vent coming from right to left. So if that's the way that movement is, then okay, yeah, that's probably something, dust or a bug or something, or lint or something like that flowing in the wind. It will not change its speed, it may change its speed depending on how far it gets away from the source of its whatever's pushing it, but it won't change its direction. Okay, the only time it'll change its direction, a piece of lint or bug or dust or anything like that, the only time it'll change its direction is if the source of its direction is this way, like there's a vent right here and it's blowing and it comes out of the vent and it's blowing across here. The only time it will change its direction is if there was another source blowing it at a higher rate than this one. See what I'm saying? It's like a balloon flowing in the wind. You know, a little kid accidentally let go of the string at the fair and lost its balloon. So now it's flowing and just going along, and it's going along with the breeze. Now, if there's another wind force this way, that's going to push it back against that one, but it has to be stronger than what's coming back from over here. And if it's not stronger than what's coming over here, it's not going to go backwards. It's going to go this way or this way. All right. If it has two forces pressing against it in this direction, it has to go somewhere. It's usually going to go either this way or this way, depending on which one is the greater force. So direction, color, no. I don't know. I think I started hearing about orb colors about, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. It's maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It's not been that long. Colors doesn't, and I get this all the time. People's like, well, what does it mean if it's red? Or what does it mean if you see it and it's like a light blue or yellow? Does that mean it's an angel? And I've heard people say if it's a light blue, yellow, or white, it's an angel. If it's black or red, or I think one of them was purple because of the sash and everything, it's demonic. All this. I'm like, oh my God, where all this start? Where did this come from? Color on an orb makes no difference. Okay. Remember, when we build or create energy, that energy is going to adhere to its environment, basically. All right. It's ever how big it is got a lot to do with environment. Where direction it's moving has a lot to do with environment. Whatever. All right. It's going to adhere to its environment. Created energy is something. Okay. That's what we're talking about on our plan, that we want to come up with a device to detect an entity instead of the effects of an entity, on our environment. If energy is there, then something made that energy. And if energy is there, then that energy is something. It's not nothing. It is something. And so you can't get nothing. Remember, we've talked about this before. You get nothing from nothing, but you can't get something from nothing, and you can't get nothing from something. All right. So it has to have a form. It has to have a presence. It has to have an illumination to where it can light up a comforter, or light up a room where you can see a freaking light switch. It has to have that. All right. So, uh, and all that's going to be uh, depicted on two things: environment and entity. All right, depending on how much energy the entity has. Well, what does it mean when it's blue? What does it mean when it's yellow? What does it mean when it's red? What does it mean when it's black? What does it mean when it's blue? Blah, 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 blah. It means absolutely nothing. That's just what that did. Okay, that's just what that orb did. Remember, they're conjuring the energy that they need to conjure to show you this. People say, well, orbs are spirit vehicles. That's how they get around. That is the most asinine, stupidest remark I've ever heard in my entire life. I had an investigator, a lead investigator, a team founder, tell me that one time. Tell me that all orbs are, he wasn't telling me, he was telling some people that he was teaching. And he said all orbs are vehicles for spirits to move around in. They're just like cars for spirits. And he was serious. And I kind of went over there and I said, look, I didn't talk to him. I talked to the people he was talking to. I said, look, a spirit doesn't need a freaking car. Okay. Doesn't need a car. It doesn't, there's no reason for a spirit to have a car. It's not going to do anything for it. You're a ball of energy. You're a mass of energy now. Time and space doesn't mean anything to you anymore. If you like Maseratis when you were alive or Porsches when you were alive, okay, that's great, but you don't need it anymore. Okay, you don't need that anymore. You don't need a spirit vehicle. That's the most ass thing. So I told those people, I said, please do not listen to what he just said. That is not true. I said that's the most asinine, ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. There's a spirit does not need a vehicle. Okay, and that's not what an orb is. And I tell this people all the time. All an orb is. Yeah, I remember I've talked about this just here recently. If you're looking through that paper towel holder, that cardboard paper towel holder, and all you can see is that right there of everything that you look at. Well, that's basically what an orb is. That's the amount of energy that entity was able to conjure or create and show itself to you, basically. And now they're not always wanting to do an orb just to show themselves to you. That's just all the energy they had at that point. All right, we're looking through that one little hole, and that's what we can see of them. All right, we can't see any more of them because it is not there. Everything outside of that circumference of their ability to create that energy ball, that doesn't exist. They're still there. That just doesn't exist. All right, it's all energy. What does it mean if an orb is chartreuse? Just means that's the energy that it was able to do. I think color and boy, I'm starting to feel kind of weird. I may end this kind of quick. Starting to feel pretty bad. I'm so sorry. An orb is or the color effects on an orb, I think, is not the orb itself so much as it is environment and the way we perceive it. We've all heard the sky is not blue, right? We've all heard that, but it's just atmosphere, gases, and our ability to see those different hues and colors and whatever. Or if you're into the whole matrix thing, those pixels, I just heard John chuckle. But literally heard John just, oh, he's such an idiot. But if that orb is able to create that energy, and then that's the way we perceive it, and the energy that it obtains or it receives from that entity, or ever how much it was able to create, I think has a lot to do with that. It's our perception of what is being shown to us and our ability to see it. Okay. I've also heard that orbs are small moving portals into a dimension. an alternate dimension or a secondary plane, or one step in the plate um, theory, and that we are only able to see that much of it. I seriously do not believe that. I don't think that trying to think of how to say that. I don't think that what we would perceive of that secondary dimension or that alternate dimension, I'm not going to say secondary because it could be third or fourth or fifth or sixth, whatever plate that it is. But that alternate dimension, I don't think that our perception of it would allow it to move. I hope y'all are understanding what I'm saying. I don't think that our perception, our ability to see that dimension would the amount of energy and intuitiveness of us that it would take for us to see that much of a alternate dimension would be just astronomical, and the entity, if they had that amount, would show a hell of a lot more than just an orb. Almost impossible. And you're saying, well, it's just this big, so that doesn't take that much. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But if we're saying that that little opening that we're seeing is a gateway into that dimension, and that's what we're able to see because of that orb, then we're seeing everything from here all the way over to here, ever how far that orb goes, we're seeing all of that dimension. All right. So think you've got a pair of binoculars on, you're looking into that dimension. An orb, all we would be able to see is wherever we're looking right here. All right. When we look this way, we wouldn't see it. We'd have to go back to where the orb is. Using the theory that an orb is a portal or an opening to an alternate plane, then, or alternate plate, let me say, then we would be able to see not all of this. All we could see is this, but we would be able to see that much of that dimension. See what I'm saying? Yeah, we can't see up here or down here. We can just see in here, but look what we're seeing. We're seeing everything in that alternate plate, or excuse me, that other plate. We're seeing all of that. See how you're seeing everything from here to there. So you see part of the black there from the poster. Then you see the C and the A and the P and the I, and then my ear, and then my eye, then my nose, then my eye, then my cheek, then my ear, then that black, and then that white, and then that blue. So you see, you're seeing all of that, everything in that spectrum you're seeing, which is a lot. When it comes to visual perception of an alternate plate or different level of a plate. So the amount of energy that it would take that entity to show that dimensional plane or plate would be astronomical. Okay. So I seriously don't believe, I've never seen anything that would tell me that an orb is a view into the alternate, to a different dimension. I'll just say that. I really haven't. So I don't think that's what it is. I think what it is just what that entity was able to conjure in energy at that moment, and what we're able to perceive of that. All right. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but can only be changed. I can't believe I'm saying this, John, but I disagree with you. I agree with everything except for the first one. When you say energy cannot be created, energy can be created. That's what we do. We create energy. We can create energy. We can create energy by adding something, power to something, adding it to it. We can't destroy energy, and we can't, and we can change it. So I agree with everything except for the created part. The entity can create enough energy. I think I know what you're saying. we can't destroy energy. Once energy is made, we don't have the ability to get rid of it. You're right. It can dissipate, but even then, it's just going into a smaller presence, I guess, or a smaller power level, if you will. But I think what you're saying is that we can't create that energy. We can displace it. We can move it. We can perceive it, feel it, use it, but we can't create it. And I'm hoping what you're saying is that by saying we can't create that energy is saying that we don't actually create the energy, we turn it on. We add that. We're able to use that energy that already exists because of this. I hope that's where you're coming from. I don't know. Please tell me. But yeah, we can and even an entity doesn't actually create the energy, they just use it. They displace it, or not really displace it, they just use it. So I think that's what you're saying. But and in essence, we do create energy by adding a secondary or a conduit, I guess you would say. We turn on a light switch and boom, we have light, but we didn't create that energy that made that light. I'm thinking that's what you're saying. We just opened that portal, that pathway for that energy to enter there. I'm thinking that's what you're saying. And even a power plant or a power manufacturer would not be creating it. It would just be dispersing it. It would be using it, bringing it in, and then dispersing it. So I think that's what you're saying. I hope so. Because I'm not saying I hope so because you'll be right. I'm saying I'm hope so because so I understand what you're saying. Because it doesn't matter if I agree with you or not. I would never discredit John as wrong. I would just say I don't agree with you. He's way too smarter. He's way smarter than I am. I promise you. His thumb is more smarter than me. So that's I believe in what I believe it was Reagan. He said that you got it. Thank you, John. I was hoping I was on that same page with you. But I think it was Reagan that said, I don't have to know what I'm doing. I just have to surround myself with people that do. So that's what my team is. I don't have to know anything. I just have to surround myself with people that do know something so that they can take care of it, make me look good. So, but it's a trade out though. I share my paranormal with paranormal. What the hell is that? I'm from Louisiana. Paranormal. My paranormal knowledge with them, and they share their technical. They attempt to share their technical ability with me, or their technical knowledge with me. They attempt to. It's not really easy to just show Johnny how to do anything. They I think they get aggravated sometimes when they're trying to explain something to me. You can always tell when Tom's talking to me. He always says, "Does that make sense? Does that make sense?" He's not asking me if I get it. He's just saying, "Are you comprehending what I'm saying, you idiot?" So, because I'm just not techno savvy. I'm not intelligent when it comes to. I'm very ignorant when it comes to that stuff, and I'm so glad that I have people that do know that stuff. The way Tom has manipulated that camera system is just phenomenal, and the knowledge that John has on some of this stuff is just crazy, and I did what Reagan did. I didn't have to know everything about this job. I just had to surround myself with people that did, and it worked out really great. Could my team survive without me? Yes. Could I survive without them? No. My team could go on from the knowledge I've given them in the class and OJT. They could go from here and be a very successful team, very successful. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That's right. And they do. They give me that look sometimes too. They really do. They'll give me that look. John and Tom especially, they'll look at me like, there's nothing going on, is there? There's, you don't have a fucking clue, do you? Excuse my language. You don't have a clue. It's not long ago. Tom was attempting to explain how to hook up power to a building, and he was talking about it, and I think he said, "Does that make sense?" Or do you know what I mean? More times during that conversation than I've ever heard him say. And that's two things that he says a lot is, do you know what I mean? And does that make sense? And with me, he had to keep making sure. And I would just nod. Just, yes, yes. And he would just look at it. He never said it because he's a great guy. He wouldn't do that. But in his mind, he's like, this freaking idiot don't have a freaking clue what the hell I'm talking about. And he's absolutely right. I didn't. It was all French. It was like he was talking a different language. I didn't comprehend any of it. I mean, I comprehended it when he was telling me, but I didn't. What is it called? I didn't maintain it. I didn't retain. Thank you. I didn't retain that information at all because it just over my head. So, because I'm not tech savvy at all. And I'm the first to admit that. My team knows that. My downfalls in this business, I let my team know. They know, all my team knows that I'm not a great EVP guy. They know that. They know that Johnny's hearing is shot, and I'm not the best guy to listen to EVPs. Not the best guy to do that. When I do an EVP case study, I listen, and if there's the minute little thing, I'll make a mark. I'll have, John will give me a list of stuff that he heard, and it'll be like 8 to 12, in a column. Mine will be 3 or 4 pages of stuff, and people will listen to it and say, that's me. I know that's me. I'm talking. I'm like, okay, that's what that was. I'm not a great EVP guy. And I tell my team that I'm not the best EVP guy because I'm just not, my hearing is not that great. And there's certain tones I can't hear at all. I guess I'd have to say our best EVP person would be Beth. She's great with it. She has great hearing. And John can pick out EVPs really good. I can when they're really, really blatant and in your face. If they're really there, I can pick them out pretty good too, of course. But so could a deaf monkey. So, but what I want you to understand on orbs is get all the hype out of there, get all that BS out of there. Don't worry about colors. Don't worry about openings to portals or to different dimensions or any of that stuff. Don't worry about stuff like that. Who cares? All we care about is an orb, and it's a piece of evidence. And then when it does what it did last night, where it illuminates it reflects and illuminates objects, it's phenomenal. I've never seen that. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it, and that's just freaking awesome that we were able to capture that. And I'm really looking forward to having that as part of our evidence repertoire. And so we'll definitely share that with you guys. The owners already said we could. They said, well, I don't care. But it was a private residence, so we would never give the names. Even if they said we could, we wouldn't give the names. We don't do that. We used to let our clients tell us what we could release and stuff and what we couldn't, but now we don't do that anymore. We'll share evidence whenever they tell us we can, but we will never share information ever about any of our clients. It's one of the draws to us is that people like is the fact that all the evidence becomes their property and that we don't share any of it, no matter what. Even if they tell us we can. I've told people before. They say, well, you can tell people about this if you want to. You can tell them where you got this if you want to. I'm like, that's your job. I've done my job. That's your job. You can go show it to people. That's why I'm giving you the evidence, so you show people you're not crazy. But I'm not going to do it. So it's not my job. My job is to perform and report. Investigate and report. That's my job. Your job, if you want to go and share that information, that's all on you. I don't have anything to do with that, and I like it that way. That's the way we'll always do it. If you see a light a moving source in your camera or in your eyes. You can see orbs with your eyes too. I've seen thousands, hundreds of thousands of orbs with my eyes. Um, you don't have to be on the screen. You can see them or on camera. You can see them with your eyes too. Um, we do that all the time. John, just in our last investigation, not this investigation, last time, but the one before, said that he saw some light sources, and so I saw some laser lights, but it turned out to be John's glasses reflecting off laser lights, but on our laser grid. But it was really cool because the lasers were coming out. It was green lasers coming out of John's head. And then when he seen what it was, he played with it. It was going pew 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 pew. It was shooting everything in sight. But we have fun. But don't read too much into orbs. Don't. All it is that's the amount of energy that entity was able to obtain, and for whatever reason allowed you to see it. Okay, that's all it was. Don't get it so far into it where you say there's a face in that one. Me as Superman, yeah. He's a big scary superhero. Don't get into the whole face in the circle or any of that stuff. The man in the moon thing theory. Don't get into that. It's just that's pareidolia. That's all that is. There doesn't have to be. It's not necessary for there to be a face in the orb for it to be an orb. Okay. As a matter of fact, I would say if you saw a face in the orb, it's probably not an orb. All right. So it just to be done with it, So don't buy into that. Don't buy into color being an issue. Don't buy into any of that stuff. Don't buy into it being a small portal or the most ridiculous of them all, it being a vehicle for entities. Don't do it. All right. So hope you guys got a lot out of that tonight. I'm going to kind of skip the Q&A tonight. I apologize. I really starting to feel kind of bad. I want to go get some meds in me and kind of maybe go to sleep, and I'll maybe do my work tomorrow. But I'm starting to feel kind of nothing's really bad. Nothing's wrong. I don't have like a sore throat or icky tummy or anything. I just starting to feel really icky. So I love you guys so much. Do me a huge favor. You've been seeing it pop up. See, it's been popping up all night. Ever since we talked about it, it's been coming in. Go get this book. All right. John's already put the link up there. Put it up there again, dadgummit. Throw it up again, just for the people that are slow. Go get this book. He's going to put a link up here. Put the link in your on your Facebook too. Send me the link. I'll put it down in the description. Go get this book. If you like poetry, get this book. If you don't like poetry, get this book. You can give it to somebody as a gift. But like I said earlier, if you don't like poetry, read this before you give it to whoever you bought it for.
I don't know that one.
Alexa, cancel. I didn't say the A word. I don't know why she did that. She does that all the time. But go get this book, please. It's an awesome book. It's only $22.80, guys. Feel better, boss man. You just need rest. Yes, that's what it is, Beth. It's at 100%. That's what it is. Absolutely, without a doubt. I haven't had enough sleep. But go get this book, guys. It's only $22.80. John's going to put the post up there, the link up there. He's going to put it on his Facebook. Go to his Facebook. You can find him. If you don't have John on your Facebook, you can find him on mine. If you don't have me on your Facebook, you can find us on Beth's. He just put the link right there. There it is. Go to that link. Get this book. It's only $22.80. It'd be a great gift to somebody for their birthday, for anniversary, for just because you want to get them a gift. I do that all the time with Paramama. I'll come home with flowers or I can't show you because it's all the way over there, but I just came home the other day with a huge rose. It's a different color rose. It's yellow, pink, and maybe a little bit of red, and a globe. And it's preserved in a liquid. Y'all have seen those. And it wasn't her birthday. It wasn't Valentine's Day. It wasn't our anniversary, or it wasn't anything. I just wanted to get her something, and I did. So do that. go get this book and just give it to somebody because you can, because you care about them and you want them to have some great poetry. Go get it. It's by Ron Mac Bowen. Roy. I'm so sorry, John. Roy Mac Bowen. It's called Searching for a Gape. It's amazing. Go get it. Okay. Even A wants to. We don't say that name out loud because she'll start hollering at us. But even A wants the book. That's right. I was talking about the book and she was wanting to know it. Poetry makes me feel illiterate. I don't care if it makes you feel illiterate. Get it anyway. Get it because it's John's dad. I don't care why you buy the book. Just buy the damn book. All right. It's not expensive. It's very good. The poetry, if the poetry wasn't good, I hope John knows it. I think he does. But if the poetry wasn't good, I would tell him. All right, y'all, I know what everybody's saying right now. You're such an ass. Why would you do that to him, to tell him that his passed away father's poetry isn't any good? Because I wouldn't want people to think, I wouldn't want him to think it was when it wasn't. If it wasn't any good, I'd tell him, look, it's not my cup of tea, buddy. I'm sorry. I'll promote it and tell people to buy it, but I'm not going to like it. But I love this. I really do. It's great. Y'all need to go get this book. Definitely need to go get this book. It's awesome. The link is up here. He's going to put it on his Facebook. He's going to send it to me. I'm going to put it in the description. And when I say I'm going to put it in the description, that means Paramama's going to put it in there. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. Remember, we got camp coming up, CAPI camp, February 25th, 26th, and 27th in Troy, Alabama. If you want to go, get up with us, me, Beth, or John. If you want to go but you can't afford it, still get up with us. We can work with you. All right. This camp, there shouldn't be any reason why you couldn't afford it. Even if you want to take the class is free, and all you're going to do, all you need is a tent, and we've already got it. If you don't have that, we can even accommodate you there. So just be there. Just come if you want to come. It's a lot of fun. You won't regret it. You'll wait for the next one. I promise you. All right. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a great week. I can't wait to see you guys next Sunday. We're going to start a new series next Sunday. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I'm still working on it. But we're going to start a brand new series that's going to be, I think, 4 parts. So it's going to be a great one. You guys are going to really love it. I promise you. But I love you guys so much. I wouldn't do this without you. Even if there was just one of you here, I would do the show for you, but I wouldn't do it for nobody. That's a fact. I love you guys so much. Have a great week. Make sure it's a paranormal week. Do me a huge favor sometimes this week. I don't care if it's a friend, family member, someone you meet on the street. Make somebody smile, because that's what we need the most of right now. God bless. Have a paranormal week. See you next week.